Hi, Straight Jacket Jim for Roundtable Co-Op here. I'm here with John, one of the creators of Puncho. So I've just been playing it. It's a really cool fighting game, and I like the way you're just using the hands and the way you're using to block. Yep. What kind of came up with the inspiration for that?
It's kind of based a little bit on the idea of like rocket sock and robots, right? Like where you have like those like very simple, like you're right next to each other, you just have basic punches and things like that, and the idea grew from there. And basically, like what I wanted to do was make something like really accessible and simple, but still had some like more meat to it.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that, and I was just being shown how you can angle the punches as well. Like there really does seem to be some depth to it, and it's really cool. So, is it launched yet? Is it out?
All right. So basically, we have the store page on Steam. It's coming soon, but we just released the demo.
Oh, nice!
So you can actually get that now on Steam. So if you go to the Punchables page, you can just get it.
Yeah,
it's the same demo that we're running at PAX, basically.
Yeah.
Give or take a few things. So we've got 3 characters, 3 levels. There's a tutorial mode, versus mode, and CPU.
Yep. So take us through the game a bit more, because I think you've got 3 playable characters here at the moment. What do they do? What makes them unique and different?
Okay. So the premise is that like every character, like the world of Punchables is like sort of like a split between, like a cross between, say, Zootopia and like WALL-E, where like you've got a bunch of like animals that like use giant mix all the time, and so they've gotten kind of chubby.
Yeah.
So the whole process is we kind of create an animal and some kind of gimmick and try to create a unique play style for each of those characters. So Mochi is like they're classified as a rush down brawler. So they're really simple, straightforward, like 1-star difficulty, kind of like goblin mode. You just go in and fight.
Just keep punching,
Yeah, keep punching. And then we have 2nd-star difficulty is like Gravitron Jr., who is like a trickster grappler, and their idea is that they like try to get around your defenses by like their claws can change direction and like hover in the air and get behind you, and they have like a big grappling move like can slam you into the ground. And the final one at the moment for the current roster is Roberto, who's an explosive rabbit type.
Yeah.
So basically, his focus is on, he actually doesn't do damage. What he does is he places mines on your body, and then when he hits one of them, they all go off.
Hey.
He can also tunnel holes in the ground and then throw items through the holes to hit you like from unexpected angles.
Oh, wow.
He's like a lot more tricky than the other guys.
Got a lot of utility there by the sound of it. A bit more damage.
Yeah. Well, he does less damage, but the way he does damage is sort of tricky. Like he has a move where he can detonate all of the mines on you all at once.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to react quickly to try and stop it. So essentially, it's kind of like the Fists of the North Star touch of death thing, where it's like you're already dead and then you explode.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's like, it's a setup character. Like you set up, you do your thing, you do another setup.
Yeah, nice. Absolutely love it. I'm so glad to be here on the floor of PAX at PAX Rising. Go visit the game on Steam, go wishlist to get the demo, give it a try yourself. And John, thank you so much for your time here at PAX.
No worries, thanks for interviewing me.
Straight Jacket Jim here again at PAX with Tyson from Toybox Game Studio.
Yes,
sorry.
That's all right.
We're here to have a bit of a chat about your game, Primordial Legends Hollow Hero. Now, I had lucky enough to play this at last PAX, and I had an absolute ball with it.
Awesome, good to hear.
It was so much fun. And I have been played it this time around today, but I was wondering if you could quickly take us through what's changed from last year to this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess from like a core sense, it is still actually the same demo, because we like players being able to play through the tutorial. It's the best way for us to teach new players how to go through the game, etc. But a big thing for us was just really taking that original concept and pushing it it to a level that is just ultra refined and polished. Some of the feedback we got last year, obviously it was very positive, but it was like, the combat feels a little bit floaty, or the platforming could feel like you were kind of like on ice skates and stuff like that. We've received none of that this year. So it was really about taking everything that we'd learned and over the last year really taking the build to that next level. We can pretty confidently say that what we're showing here at PAX this year is representative of what the final game's going to be. It's just going to be more of it. So it was really about taking it to what we consider that final sort of vertical slice point. And we're really happy with that. It's also just lighting updates, graphics. You can see the atmospherics and all that other sort of stuff. So, yeah.
And it looked good last year. It looks even better this year.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And it can 100% confirm for those watching at home that, because I was one of those people that found jumping a little bit. It was particularly for me. It was when you landed on a platform after
you'd
jumping.
shoot off it. Yeah. We haven't had those problems at all, which has been really cool.
Yeah, I definitely didn't have those problems today. So
that's exciting to know that stuff's working.
And I do remember talking with someone from your booth last year about the whole Primordial Legends setup, because I believe it started as kind of a bigger game.
Correct.
And you've drilled down into telling this particular story. So
absolutely.
Why this story?
So for us, like Primordial Legends originally, it was just a bit larger in scope, and we still absolutely have that story and that universe, and we're interested in that increased scope. But for us, we knew that as indie developers and kind of young indie developers, we'd kind of bitten off a little bit more than we could chew in the pre-COVID era of like our game development studio and stuff. So we sort of re-pivoted, but we also knew that we wanted to tell a story that was a bit more the traditional hero's journey, so an A, B, C, beginning, middle, and end, but also provide a game that was just like ultra refined and polished to a level that we're happy with. The running joke amongst our fans is that this is God of Wombat. Take Kratos out, replace it with our character Brunt, and she's like super cool, but obviously we're not Santa Monica, and we're not pretending that we are, right? But our sort of internal mantra that we have at the studio is, if we worked for them and we were like a little micro studio, what would the expectations be if we were a small team in that? And that's kind of the methodology that we adopt when we're creating everything with regards to the game, and that's kind of how Hollow Hero came to be. So
that's awesome, and like I said, it looks absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
It plays really well.
Yeah.
Where can we find you guys?
Yeah, so on all of our socials, it's at TBX Games, or you can check out our website, toyboxgamestudios.com. There you can also find access to our Discord. So if you have any questions for us directly, us developers, we can answer it there. We're also on Steam under the game name Primordial Legends Hollow Hero. If you wishlist us, that'd be super awesome. We'd appreciate that a lot. So
definitely get in there, wishlist those games.
Cool.
And thank you, Tyson.
No worries, a pleasure as always. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hi everybody, Straight Jacket Jim here again at PAX with Craig from Drop Bear Bites, here to talk about his game Broken Roads. And I got to say, I'm excited about this one, like, not just for the type of game it is, but because it's based in post-apocalyptic rural Western Australia, and like that's my crib. That's where I come from. Like seeing Brookton pop up in the demo just gave me an absolute blast. So what made you look over at WA for that setting, and were you considering stuff like maybe Queensland, because that's maybe a bit similar landscape as well?
Sure. So it was originally going to be like a road trip journey across all of Australia. Before it was a narrative-driven RPG, it was going to be a sort of road trip tactical RPG with tactical battles, but you are kind of on a linear path through WA, through the Nullarbor, all those kinds of things, until you eventually do reach Victoria, then you go up to New South Wales and up as far as the Daintree is where we were going to end it. And we were like, okay, there's so much we can do just in WA that we might have to limit the scope dramatically. But then as my co-founder and myself started talking more about the design, the game, and the story, we realized, we've got this road trip, post-apocalyptic road trip idea, but we keep on talking more about the characters and the towns, and we keep wanting to add more depth to it. we're really just describing a proper traditional CRPG here. And so I started finding some locations. Kind of Brookton made sense. If Perth was bombed, like had atom bomb as part of the apocalypse, let's get Brookton, and it's a small town. You can, somewhere where we can see a path through to other areas of the wheat belt, as far as Kalgoorlie. We thought we were going to get as far as the Nullarbor. And I had a look at a few places on Google Maps, and then I flew over and I'd spent a few days driving around, took over 1,000 photos. I think now we've done 3 trips over there, and it was just perfect. Like, we've had so many times we said this game writes itself. There's the open pit mines, and there's this old town, and it's just a really perfect setting, and I'm surprised more people haven't set more games in Australia.
And particularly like with the history of like cinema with Mad Max, I always look at that as like that post-apocalyptic thing, and probably I'll say the first 2 and probably the fourth are the big ones. Let's not talk about Thunderdome. And it really is a great setting for that, and particularly you mentioned the characters, and one thing I noticed playing the demo was the voice acting that you've got in it, and as an Australian it stuck out to me in that it's the way Australians talk. It's not that really twangy American Australian accent. It's actually Australians. How important to you was it to get that sort of thing right as well?
That was essential from the get-go. We kind of have the brand pillars of like authentically Australian. We want real, deep, meaningful, like philosophical choices, and then we've got the tactical combat as well. That genuine, authentic Australian. So we've got an Australian narrative director, Australian audio lead and composer, Australian narrative designer, and just I'm originally from South Africa, as is my co-founder.
I couldn't tell. No.
It's indistinguishable. And that was critical. It was critical to have real Australian, people's ears on the audio, Australian voices doing the VO and that kind of thing, and also a range from like posh to ochre to the whole mix as well, and like try and get authentic wheat belt farmer voices as well.
Nice, and I do love that you've got like an Australian to English translator in the game. That tickles me.
That was critical. That was critical.
I want to talk a little bit about the morality system you've got in the game, because I do like that design, and how depending on what you align with, it limits your conversation options and options in game. So was that always in the game, or did that come about after you made the shift from your road trip story to what it is now?
So we decided on to turn it into a deep RPG within the first month or 6 weeks. We founded the company in January 2019, and by the middle of February we were like, this isn't going to be a post-apoc road trip, this is going to be a post-apoc RPG. And then I wanted to think, what can we do differently about limiting player choices, but without it being too restrictive, like something that reacts to you, something that shows people are a little bit more complex than these like one-dimensional, you're either on the light side of the force, the dark side, or a paragon or a renegade, or good and evil. So we try to make a decision. We're not going to talk about right and wrong or good and evil. We're going to have a moral compass 360 degrees around. You can have choices anywhere around that. And that was actually designed, I think, by March or April, and that was sort of underpinning. We got all the normal choices. It's not like a moral choice if you going to buy some water at a shop or something like that. And not every decision has to be this agonizing, deep moral decision.
Not everything's life or death.
No, of course not. But then when it does come up, we wanted to feel that much more significant.
That's great. So you guys are one of the few games here that actually have a launch date as well. So 14th of November. How excited are you to get that out to people?
We're excited. We're also nervous. We've been testing the hell out of it, and we know that day one, some player's going to find something that like a year of QA didn't find. And, hey, I clicked on that camel 20 times and the game crashed, or it formatted my hard drive. Cool. We'll figure it out. No, look, we're confident about the PC version, the Xbox version. We are still porting to PlayStation. We'll announce that date when we've got it. We're feeling confident about the PlayStation version, but we're just going to wait for sure when we can launch, and then Switch will be at some point early next year.
That's awesome. So coming everywhere, whatever system you're on, go wishlist it. Where can we find you on things like social media?
Well, we're on at Drop Bear Bytes on Twitter. We've got an Instagram page as well. We don't do Facebook. We don't have anything against it. We just don't have the capacity to handle it. And you can check out our website as well. We do a dev blog. Every month we try to do a minimum of one, sometimes a few more. But Steam and Discord are really where we engage the most. Everything we do goes on Steam. We've got about 15,000 followers on Steam now, and then our Discord is
Mm.
quite a few hundred people, so please come join.
Great. Craig, thanks again for making time for me today.
Absolutely, 100%. It's been a pleasure.
Hi everyone, back at PAX Aus 2023 here. I'm here with Lizelle, who's making a Luri, which is just really cute little fox platforming type game. And I've been so amazed with the artwork. So did you come up with all this yourself? Did you do the drawings? Because I saw you drawing your little business card earlier and you were very good at that.
Thank you, yeah. I'm the lead artist and designer. We have it at Kickstarter end of 2021 and I was able to get another animator on board. But I make all the levels and the characters. Yeah, that's all. That's all me.
Amazing. So I was overhearing you talking early. So did I hear you say you started this in school?
Yeah, as a graduate diploma project in the incubator program at AIE.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So what made you want to make a game like this?
It started as a prototype with a swinging mechanic, and I had to design a game around that. So I thought, why not make something about endangered species? So I made a red panda that matched that stood out against the earthy backgrounds. Yeah, and then build it from there.
Yeah, and it is really cool. And you've got the really amazing hand-drawn artwork all the way through it, from the little cutscenes you've got showing the story that you've got there to the characters themselves. It's absolutely incredible. The demo you've been showing off here is a two-player game. Was it originally designed that way?
It's actually a single-player game with drop-in, drop-out co-op.
Yeah.
So you can play the whole game by yourself, or you can have someone jump in anytime.
Yeah, that's really cool. So if you've got a little brother or sister you're playing the game, they can just jump in and help you out there. That's cool. So where can we find you? Are you on the X or whatever it is called now? And the game as well, where it's coming out on?
You can find Viving Studios on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube.
Yeah, that's awesome. And don't forget, Wishlist the game. Have a look on Steam. There's a free demo on Steam as well if you'd like to check it out.
It's open for Next Fest. Steam Next Fest, which starts tomorrow.
There we go. Get in on it, everybody.
Because then it will be gone.
Yes, can't have that. And then you have to wait till the game comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, do you have a sort of estimated time, or just however long it takes?
Early next year.
Early next year. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for your time, Lizelle. I appreciate it. Another PAX 2023 indie game here that we're looking at today. We're here looking at Footy Bash, and it's a very cool looking game. I absolutely am loving this, because if you've been looking at AFL games, they are not traditionally the best, but this one puts almost a little bit of Mario Strikers flair on it. And I'm here today with one of the devs of the game, who I immediately forgot your name when I'm so sorry. Daniel. It has. It's been a big weekend. For those that are interested, this is like almost the end of Sunday. So it's been a big 3 days, but it's been great. But Daniel, thank you so much for taking time to have a chat with me at the moment. And
no worries at all.
Wanted to go through a bit about what made you want to make this game.
Well, the three of us devs, we love to play games like NBA Jam, Arch Rivals, and the old NES footy games. So really it wasn't much of a what will people like, it's what would we like to play. What did we like to play growing up? So I lost my older brother in a lot of games similar to this, so I can make one and beat him at it now.
That's great. And I think that's the key when you're going into dev. If it's something you're interested in, like set out to make something you're interested in, you'll be passionate about, and you'll always want to come back to it. But like, it's such a simple thing in a concept here as well. And like, I've been going around talking to people, and the phrase that keeps coming up is "bring back the biff," and that's pretty much what happens in here. So, what can you take us through a bit about how the game operates?
Yep. So we've pretty much just stripped it all the way back to you have kicks, you have marks, you kick goals, you can punch people. So we've had people who come in with their parents and play. We've had mums, dads, and their kids. We just had one actually just before the interview, where I don't know footy too much. Excellent. Kick the ball, don't get punched. Just say you punch them. So nice and simple control, as simple as we can possibly make it. Where people like us, us three all have kids, so something that we can play with our kids as well.
That's it, and of course this is made for couch co-op. This is everybody. 100%. Like, if you can't punch them in the game, you're jumping on the other person to maybe just distract them and do that sort of stuff. And it's so cool to watch. And I've been trying to tee this up all day, and it's just ridiculously how popular this has been for you guys.
We didn't know how it would be received at PAX. We were hoping a few people would come and play it, but the turnout's been unreal. We've had strangers play against shaking hands and a lot of punching going on. It's been really good. It's been every kind of person's been playing. We've had we had someone, a grandson, his grandpa playing. We've had everyone. It's been amazing. Like no one's been kind of scared away by it. Everyone wants to come and try it, which is awesome.
And I think that's the infectious fun of the game, and it just really is. It's the good old couch co-op fun. That's the best way I can put it.
Best served at home with mates.
Exactly, 100%.
We will be doing online at some point, but again,
online's never the same. Though,
it's not the same.
No.
But the best part of this is adjustable quarter lengths, 3-4 minute quarters. Jump in and you're done.
Nice, good. So thanks for talking to me today, Daniel. Before we head off, where can we find you?
We'll be wishlistable on Steam under Footy Bash. We're on all the social media that all the cool kids are using. We'll be on Twitter or X, TikTok and Instagram. We have a Discord channel. If you search Footy Bash, we'll come up on Discord as well. Our goal is to be very interactive with our community. We've had some great ideas from the community which we're implementing. Things, colorblind mode, something for motion sickness, we're looking to add that in as well. So we're making a game that we want to make, but there are other people who will be playing it. So
that's awesome. Thanks again for your time, Daniel, and good luck.
Welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Cheers.